Hi, it's Geraldine. I'm just here to do your Harvest Full Moon in Aries tea leaf reading for October 1st and beyond. Um, I just want to show you a picture of the cup there. That was the second cup. um, anyway, for many, in this last few days, I've been trying to just sort of tune into the energies. And I've been feeling sort of this heightened sense of anxiety for a lot of people. Like sweating the small stuff maybe more than usual. Definitely it's not unusual to feel anxiety around the full moon, but I mean this will pass, so just be aware too that Aries is a fire sign, so you want to expect to feel kind of antsy at this time. I'm also picking up too that there are others who really want a complete change, like change of lifestyle, sort of big moves, maybe out of the city, out of the province or further. And there's a general feeling of just needing to sort of feel at home, sort of searching out that place that's home for you. Now, just to bear in mind, of course, don't get impatient because this won't happen overnight. And, you know, just take baby steps. Like, it took almost 4 years for my family and I to get moved to Canada. Worth every bit of that wait, of course, but, you know, it was slow and frustrating at times. But you just can't give up. So if there is something, just start that process. And, you know, you need to look at things like, is this doable on the income that we have right now? You know, do we need to have another source of income? Just, you know, things that you need to work out. Now, and again, in this cup too, it feels like a very divided camp because some are struggling, others are already exactly where they want to be. And they're reaping what they have sown, basically, with this harvest moon. Some of them have never felt better. You know, so just, if you're in that camp, just be mindful not everyone is there, okay, when you are sharing your good news, okay? Not everybody's able to just share that with you right now because still a lot of people are really struggling, okay? So in the tea leaves then, overall there are still areas of our lives that we're neglecting. Full moons are great times sort of to reflect and illuminate all that we need to change. The energy feels tense, but the cup is actually showing that not a lot is happening. So it's kind of like a whole lot of nothing going on. You know, like a lot of overthinking, but nothing's really getting moved forward. So I hope that makes sense. So again, it's looking at that and saying, well, how am I going to change that? You know, and what can we do to fix that? You know, just review everything. Use this fiery moon energy here to get motivated, to make plans for the future. Now, I was seeing a teepee and a face sweating. So anybody maybe who's interested in this real sort of cleansing, healing practice, and it can give an awful lot of clarity actually, just maybe check locally just to see if there are some sweats open. I know normally the communities would offer them, but I'm just not sure how that is going right now with the whole COVID thing. But certainly look into that. And, you know, you might be able to also look at classes on the medicine wheel. I have done one of those with a great guy, Steve Ballantyne, and I know that Steve will sort of be maybe doing some more of that in the future. And if I get more information, I will put it below. So, I mean, that's the thing, is these classes and sweats and everything are open to non-Indigenous people. And we have a lot to benefit from these. I've used the medicine wheel many times, really to figure some things out. Just know that for sweats, it's just not like your local sort of spa steam room or anything like that. It's definitely not for the faint-hearted, or anybody with health, you know, conditions. Definitely should alert the facilitator. Okay, now halfway down the cup, I'm being shown couples coming together again and exchanging vows and more Latino type dancing. So it would seem definitely this fiery moon maybe could be, stirring up some passion there. Candles are all around, and normally the candles would represent support, but just seeing where they're sitting, it sort of seems to be setting the mood, so bringing that wee bit more of romance in again. And couples have been reminded to do this actually over the past months as I've been doing these readings. And another thing too, just that was sort of coming to me, which has come to me before, is we're stronger together. So for some couples, just to know that really, if things are difficult, maybe review everything, consider that. Are you going to be stronger alone or stronger together? Okay. The arrows again are very, very prominent in the cup, just as they have been in the previous readings and personal readings that I've been doing recently. Again, use the fiery energy just to get started, get things moving. Those arrows are all about change, and I do love them. Because that energy kind of in the cup initially felt sort of stagnant, but it seems like things are getting figured out and they're going to be moving. There's a dollar sign there as well beside that, and I'm getting a sense that maybe some may be moving for work, and that's sort of one of the decisions that's coming up right now. I'm also being shown the pump jack for oil again, which usually represents operation, sort of not inactivity in the field. So again, that's been shown a couple of times. Even though things are kind of quiet, I suppose as we approach winter, maybe we're going to see a bit more of that. So look out for those alerts too for anybody working in that area. There actually is a happy birthday for somebody, and I'll share this with her separately. But sort of after speaking with her earlier, then I was shown a picture of a fairy delivering a cake with a candle in it, and I have the photo saved, and I'll share it with her and share it on the Facebook page. So happy birthday to that harvest moon baby. Also, the second cup now, whenever I moved into that, definitely it was busier with more happening, heart-to-heart talks. Just be wary of children listening. Their hearing is better than ours. My children used to have ears like elephants. So just be aware of that when you're really talking through some serious things here. There is smoother sailing ahead once these decisions are made, and everybody sort of is feeling more relaxed, and it seems like definitely the tension eases after this. There might be a need for sacrifices again. Maybe a partner needs to go away to work somewhere else and that sort of a thing. It seems like there's a lot of this talk right now. So sacrifices might need to be made, but it's things that weren't talked about earlier that were just being thought about, not out in the open. Things are coming out in the open now. Again, full moon brings things out in the open. Fiery, it may be a bit fiery, so just bear that in mind. But these things need to be talked about. There was very much a sort of a wait and see kind of approach, but that was creating more stress, as there was no being proactive or anything like that, so it was sort of doing nothing to move forward. And sort of while I'm doing this, there was an owl hooting outside. Just know that call on owl as a spirit animal, or you can call on owl when you're making difficult decisions, especially one that you want everybody to sort of reap the rewards from, because that it has a big impact when maybe a partner has to go away for work or something like that, or another partner who's stayed at home looking after the children maybe now has to consider work outside the home, something like that. Anyway, something sort of major. Also, just reach out to those who aren't coping well. Just don't put the blinkers on, just a coffee, a distance, whatever, a phone call, an invite. Lots of activities are opening up now, but those people who are certainly living alone or who have lost loved ones recently, You know, don't forget about them. The nights are getting longer again, and many people are alone. And you know, if someone has lost their smile, just give them yours. Okay. It's funny, another thing, the words fire jam came up, and I didn't even know what a fire jam was. I thought, oh, maybe it's people just jamming with guitars and whatever around a fire, but there actually is such a thing as a fire jam, and it's big in Chicago, for anybody out that area, and you know, I suppose a lot of people have looked forward to this happening. Full moon fire jams, where performers even would come from all around the world and, you know, perform sort of these fire tricks and do all kinds of dance and other performances. And this hasn't been happening, as I say, because I had to check it out because I didn't even know what it was, but it hasn't been happening, and they had been doing some sort of online stuff, but I guess that's such a big loss for community and for performers, you know, who do travel for these sorts of things, you know, a big loss for them. So anyway, that was just something that came up, and maybe something that you might want to even have a look into. The word joy was written in the cup as well, and smiling faces, you know, and it was surrounding a blob at the bottom, and the blobs represent sort of events that need to happen before answers are clear. But, you know, the circumstances around it, you know, and the faces and whatever around it, it all seemed pretty joyful. So again, you know, I know people are a bit worried, second wave and all of that. Another reminder, it's in our hands, you know, it's all in our hands. So do what you can, okay, to protect yourself and others. I'm also showing a face with some nice bright lipstick on, so maybe pick a nice new colour, nice new bright colour for autumn, and wear your big smile there with that. Still seeing movement in the housing market. That's not slowing down by the looks of it there. Could be, you know, with this nice weather that we're having right now as well. So certainly lots going on in that second cup there. I did decide then to pull a wee card as well just at the end, and because I'd seen the fairy in the cup, and the fairy doesn't show up very often, but because I'd seen it, I thought I would just pick one of the cards here just from the wee Faeries Oracle, and I'll put the details of this in. This is actually a beautiful, a really beautiful set of cards. So number 12 may be important for somebody, and this is the singer of the chalice. Now the singers are angels, and I'm just going to read actually a little bit of what it's written, you know, of what is written about this card. So basically the card represents trust, joy, patience, creativity, hope and miracles. Like, my goodness, all of that, like, to sum up everything in that cup there. So I'll just give you this little bit, this first little bit about what it means. So the singer holds the chalice from which a rainbow of energies pours like the richest wine. Trust, love, patience. These are things we think of having or not having. We even give ourselves credit for having them as if we made them ourselves, and yet they are natural energies of the cosmos, which flow through the chalice and through us when we are open to them, and flow around us when we are blocking them. So a message: open up, trust, have joy, patience, be creative, have hope, believe in miracles, and allow this beautiful rainbow light to come through you from source. There's a lot more obviously written on this, but I just feel like it really does push this message over. Like, we really do now have to sort of open up, get on with things here, make our decisions. What is it that's going to make us happy? Leave behind what isn't. And some sacrifices maybe are going to have to be made, but hopefully only for a short time. So anyway, hopefully some of you get something out of this. Hang in there for these sort of energies. I know it is a bit powerful right now, and we do have another full moon coming on Halloween night as well. So going to be an energetic month. There's lots going on in astrology as well, and I will put links below for that too. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who is liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and also to those who have reached out recently for personal readings. I really do love doing them. And I will be back again shortly. I have a group of people who listen at bedtime because apparently my voice helps them to go to sleep. I asked, well, hopefully it's not because I'm boring, but anyway, I am conscious of that. So if that does help some people, I am going to put out like a bedtime story. It seems like it's particularly men who do this. So I'll put out a story coming up here shortly, just to listen for the guys, well, anybody, but particularly for this group of guys listening. Please take care, do what you can to help others, protect yourselves, and if you do have questions, I'll pick the first 2 or 3, usually, just depends, first 2 or 3 if you have questions for the next reading. Okay, all the best folks, bye bye.